Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And again, we are talking to Lori La Bey, Alzheimer's and dementia expert and the CEO of Alzheimer's Speaks and alzheimerspeaks.com. And Lori has written an amazing book called Betty the Bald Chicken. But one of the things that I think is a tagline that I really want to talk about in this last segment, she has a tagline called Lessons in How to Care. I think that is one of the most profound, simplified statements, because I don't think, like we've said, do we really as a society have empathy for people that don't necessarily think the same way we do? Do we think about, if we have a loved one, a parent, or that we have baggage with, that we have bad situations with, how do we get past those? And how do we learn to forgive? How do we learn to move forward? And I think this is one of the things, Lori, I would love to what is your definition on how to care?
Well, I came up with the hybrid caregiver, which is caregiver just separated, and CAR stands for conscious awakening of relationships. And the caregiver is about the emotional giving, because people don't care about the tasks that we do.
No.
They want to feel good around us. Yeah. They want to feel part of us. And I think so often with illness and difficult situations, crisis, and I'm the first to go into that, strategic mode of settling things down, where some of those tasks need to be done, but you have to do them in a way that someone feels cared for. And it's just, everyone wants to feel purposeful. They want to feel part. And it's so easy to get task oriented. We're seeing this amplified in senior housing right now, and lots of senior services in our healthcare system, because we don't have enough staff. And I think part of why we don't have staff in a lot of these areas is because employees don't feel like they are cared for.
Sure.
And they are also told that they really can't care on that emotional level to who they're giving care for, because tasks have to be done. And it's cut out, and it's short circuiting, a society as a whole. You think when we were younger, I mean, our whole neighborhood just cared for one another. You cut somebody's grass, you brought them over a meal, you went over to visit just because it was the right thing to do. And you knew who was around you. Nowadays, people don't even know their neighbors.
No.
And then when their friends and family fall away, it's really difficult.
Well, and it's also hard. I'm in the middle of having to, we're moving, which is like, ugh. But there's a lot after living in this place, in this home for 9 years. We're moving to a new location, and I need help. And it's hard. I had to compile it. I remember an email to my friends, and I said, I need help. And this is really hard for me to ask you guys. It's like, I was amazed at my friends that all came forward and said, absolutely, I'll come help you. And it was like, wow, I really am blessed. I mean, these are things, it's like, I'll come and help you for an afternoon. We'll load some things up, but we'll put some wallpaper up. We'll do this, we'll do that. It was wonderful to have that kind of affirmation. And the thing is that I started saying, I'll feed you wine. We'll have cocktails. We'll have food. We'll do whatever it is. And they just laughed to say, Suzanne, you don't have to do that. But I think we sometimes, having the ability and the awareness to be vulnerable is something that I think is even more difficult. Like you said earlier, sometimes it's harder to accept care than give care, I think is something. I'm paraphrasing what you said.
Oh, no, it for sure is. But part of what we have to realize is we all know how good it feels to help somebody else out. And when
Mhm.
we don't ask for help, we're denying others that feeling, because that
Mhm.
makes us feel part of a community. That makes us feel purposeful. And that goes not only for those who are caring, but those we're caring for as well.
Mhm.
So little things like posing a question, saying hello, giving eye contact to someone, who you're caring for, even if they can't respond, it's respectful. And they
Yeah.
know they know when they're being excluded from a conversation. That doesn't mean that they're not able to take in what's going on. They just might not be able to respond,
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's really important that we look at that emotional piece, because we know what triggers
Yes.
us when we're not treated right, you know.
Absolutely. And especially with our parent, right?
Mhm.
So, Lori, how do we reach get your book, and you say the book is a tool.
Mhm.
If you have a caregiver, if you have I mean, who is it for? I think it's for almost everybody, but who would you say it's
It
specifically for?
really is. It was written for kids, and it was actually written probably for parents and grandparents to teach their kids, to pull them into the conversation,
Uh-huh.
because we need to get empathy and compassion back
Mhm.
in as a society norm. And this is a way to do that,
Mhm.
to get people connected. But it can be used on one-on-ones for reading. It can be used as a group activity. It can be used, like I said, for anything from death to addiction to chronic illness to even
Mhm.
having maybe you have a newborn in your house, and
Mhm.
one of the other kids is having a tough time because they've lost their position
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
the house. Those
Yeah.
things matter, and we have to
Yeah.
talk about that.
And what I have to say is that I am learning even to value my husband. I think I take him for granted sometimes way too much, or
Mhm.
I don't recognize. And there's sometimes I'm going like, I think to myself, I don't need to hear all this. I don't need to go look at this if he's trying to show me something. But, I am trying to make a better effort, because those things sometimes are, devaluating of other people, even if you don't take interest, or if you're not involved, like you talk about involvement. I think those are things that are so important in helping you have better relationships around you. And Lori, I'm so thrilled that you have been with us this hour, and I want to have you back very soon.
Well, I would love to come back. Love to come back.
Fabulous. And to each and every one of you, I will be right back right after this.
Time to get back to Suzanne and more Answers for Elders.
I would like to thank our guest, Lori La Bey from Alzheimer's Speaks, and you got to check out her book, Betty the Bald Chicken, Lessons in How to Care. And Lori has been such an amazing mentor to me, help. And certainly, if you have a loved one with Alzheimer's disease, please reach out to her website. And also, you can find her again on Answers for Elders. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.